Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about all the filming equipment I use when I do my outdoor adventures. So through hikes, wild camping, you name it, day hikes. I'm going to go through every bit of equipment I use to film those adventures. Hopefully this will inspire you to go out, get GoPro, get an action cam, get a drone, pick up some tripods, whatever. So stay tuned, let's have a look. As you can see, there is a wide array of items. Some, if I'm brutally honest, I've not used yet, as I've got them for Christmas. So we're going to be going through each individual item. So first things first is the drone. So this is a DJI Mini 4K. When we bought it, it came in this lovely bag, which I'll show you the contents of in a minute, obviously barring these two. So this drone is classed as a, I don't know, beginner's drone or starter's drone, whatever you want to call it. But if that's the case, then it is an absolutely fantastic drone. It is brilliant. I've loved every second of using this drone. It's expanded the videos like no tomorrow. When you look at some of my other videos that didn't have the drone to the videos that have got the drone, it's just, there's no competition. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. I have had some scary moments with it, but who doesn't with a drone? So once you've taken the cover off the actual lens at the front and taken the protective cover off as well, that just keeps everything snug and tight and your propellers aren't flapping around and whatnot. So bring these two forward, and then the rear ones just fold out as so. And there you have it. There's your Mini 4K drone. Simple as, really. Obviously that camera there is on a gimbal, so if you are flying it in heavy winds and whatnot, it actually stays put and you will still have a clear picture. Obviously if you're flying it in storm force winds or something like that, then more for you, because you're not going to get a decent picture and you'll probably knacker your drone as well, to be fair. So obviously err on the side of caution. Yeah, there's your on button there. The remote. So at the bottom there is your control sticks. So if I take one out and just show you quick, they screw in. So your joysticks screw into your holes there. Minuscule faff, not going to lie to you. But at the same time, if you had them like that in your bag, you're more than likely going to snap them, to be fair. So it is a good idea. It's just an extra little smidgen. Now, I'm being really picky, if you want to call that a faff. So yeah, do that on both. There's your on button. You got three modes. You've got normal, cine, and sport. That's your landing button. Obviously, as you can tell, this one doesn't come in with a built-in screen, so you pull this up. You'll fit your phone in there. I can't do that because that's exactly what I'm filming off at the minute. You've got a cord here, so you just pull this cord out, and then when your phone's slotted into there, that's a USB-C, so that just clips into the bottom of your phone. Download the DJI app for your drone. That'll be your screen, and you can fly it via that. It is very easy to set up. If I can do it, anyone can do it, put it that way. There's your up and down, so your camera on your front of your drone there. When you toggle that, that camera will go up or down. And there's your record button or your take a picture button. So once you're finished, just unscrew your joysticks and then you'll squeeze them in the bottom there. That's your charging port, by the way, just so you know, that's USB-C. But yeah, put your joysticks back in there, nice and comfy. Pull that down, and then you're good to put it back in the bag. So the bag it comes in, some people don't keep the bag, some people just put these in other smaller bags just so it saves space. I tend to keep it in this bag, but then just drape it over the back of my rucksack. But yeah, in this bag comes 3 compartments, one for your drone, one for your controller, and I tend to, if I'm running a bit low on battery, I will put my smallest charging block, plug it into my drone or whatever's running lower, and then slot it into that top one, so then the drone's charging whilst in the bag. So unzip that pocket there. On top of this bag you have a spare cable which has got a USB-C and an Apple slot. You also have a Phillips screwdriver, a mini Phillips screwdriver, and then spare blades. So you've got 1 pack, 2 pack, and 3 pack. Okay, each consisting of 4 blades each, so you've got plenty of spare blades there. When I say blades, I mean like rotor blades, not blades, obviously. Your drone and your controller do come in these little packaging. I have to admit, I've stopped using them, but you can use them if you want. So yeah, that's the first item that I use when it comes to filming. Obviously it's not the go-to, that's just for your nice, sexy sort of scenic shots, you know. If you look back on some of the video, I'll put a couple of clips on now, but you'll get the general gist of it, and it's just made an unbelievable difference to my videos and the content that I put out. It's an unbelievable bit of kit. I absolutely love it. So when you're finished, just fold these over and then pull these ones back. Obviously don't do it vice versa because it won't work and you probably will end up breaking the drone. Protective cover goes at the bottom and then folds over the top. Make sure you've got the blades tucked in. Clip it in there. So then you've got your blades tucked in underneath that and then tucked in underneath there. So when they're in the bag, they're not flapping around and all sorts. And then once you've done that, get your protective cover for the gimbal and then carefully put this back on. There we go. And I mean careful because on a couple of occasions I've put it back on. You can take these little tabs off, by the way. I've just kept them on just as an extra bit of security when I put the case back on. I have put this on a couple of times and it slipped and I thought I broke the gimbal. It's the same when you take it off. So when you take the protective cover off, just do it ever so carefully, because if you take it off too quick, you can very easily snag the gimbal and you could break it, which obviously we don't want. So yeah, that's DJI Mini 4K drone, which is part of my filming arsenal. And I freaking love it. Moving on. Now I've got the GoPro Hero 10. Obviously, I think it goes up to GoPro Hero 13 now, but this is a Hero 10. My one previous to this, when I first started out, was a GoPro Hero 7, the grey version. That's a fantastic camera, not going to lie. You know, if I still had it now, I'd probably still be using it. It was a brilliant camera, and the battery on it was exquisite. Yeah, the only thing I've found with these, which is a bit of a pain in the backside, is the battery life on these. They're not great. Especially in winter conditions, they do not like it. I could be on 30–40%, and if it's Baltic outside, it will just go, no, not having it, take a dump and die. Now, I have got one of these. If you've not got one of these, I strongly recommend you get one. It is a wind muff. They are sold as wind muffs, but I like keeping them on over winter, just to try and give this a little bit more insulation. But unfortunately, sometimes it's just not enough. So ideally, thankfully, the missus got me one of these, which houses another 3 batteries. So if you can keep that, during winter anyway, if you can keep that in your jacket pocket or in your trouser pocket or somewhere that's insulated, your batteries should last that smidgen bit longer. But that's one of the reasons why we got this and 3 more batteries, just so I can keep this ticking over, because literally before I got all that, it would be what? I'd get about an hour and a bit out of it, and then that'd die, and then I'll be what you're watching me on here, which is my phone. So yeah, GoPro Hero 10. Other than the battery life, it is a very, very good GoPro. Pretty simple to use. So you undo that, there's your battery, there's your USB-C, and if you just see it there, there's your memory card slot there. So that's all on one side. You've not got to faff about with other sides or anything like that. It's all on one side. Your on buttons there, that's just a bit that come off, unfortunately, when I first got it. You can have a protective cover for your lens. On the bottom, you've got your toggles for when you're using the selfie stick. And then right at the top there is your record button. Your GoPro does have an array of functions, which I'm not going to go through all of it, but on the display screen, you have got your battery life, how much memory you've got left on your memory card, what setting you've got it on. So I've got it on video there. You can turn it on to time lapse. That's back to video. And if you swipe right, you've got photo as well. On the bottom there, you've got your options to, just turn it off there. What type of picture you'd want. So you've got your state, it's a bit blurry, you can't really see it. So you've got your standard, your activity, which is 2.7K, standards 1080, cinematics 4K. I did have it on 4K, but 4K, if I'm brutally honest with you, absolutely rinses your battery. So I've got it on standard 180 and with extreme battery saver mode on as well. So that just gives me that little bit more life. If anyone knows how to stop the battery from dying so quick on a 4K setting, please do let me know. If you've done a bit of recording and you want to rewatch it real quick, swipe up, and then there you go. While you're recording, you have got other options. So you've got your zoom in and out button there. It can be a bit faffy. I don't know if you can see that zooming in and out. There you go. Sometimes if you're, one thing I do, which is really annoying, is that sometimes when you zoom in and you finish recording, don't forget to zoom back out before you do your next stint of recording. I do it quite a lot and I leave it recorded. If you watch back on some of my videos, you'll see me with this. Then I've zoomed in on something, and then the next time you'll see me like that, which is not great. So always remember to zoom out. So yeah, that's your GoPro Hero 10. Not much. I mean, obviously, if you do get one, then please do by all means just go through the settings, have a play around with it. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything, but yeah, have a good play with it. It's a good bit of kit. Again, it's gone up to 13 now, so I'd highly doubt that you'll end up getting a 10 unless you want to save a couple of quid and get the next models down, which is, I'm not being funny, that's what we tend to do. Just saves a couple of quid, and there's nothing wrong with them. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're absolutely fantastic, great bits of kit. It's just we're a few models down now, that's all. It's like the same with phones, you know, like iPhones. You know, you could have an iPhone, I don't know, we know what number we're up to at the minute, but, you know, if you've got an iPhone that's 2 or 3 models down, there's probably nothing wrong with it. You know, they've just released a newer model, which has probably got 1 or 2 different specs to what you've got, which you probably don't even need. So, yeah, you get the general gist. I went on a bit of a rant there, but you get the general gist of it. So, yeah, GoPro Hero 10, highly, highly recommend getting one, or maybe an 11. And it all depends on your budget as well, to be fair. So yeah, this here is a Maxcam battery holder. So it holds 3 batteries. Just slot them in there, plug a USB-C charger in there, and then you've got your LED lights on the bottom there. I think I have gone through this once before on a short or something like that, but yeah, brilliant bit of kit. Again, like I said, with muff, can't go wrong there. Just do be careful though, they do rip quite easily, so probably best off buying a couple of them, to be honest. This you've probably just seen on another video that I did not that long ago. I think it was released a week or two ago. This is the GoPro media mod. So you just unclip it there, that pings up, it's on a spring so you don't need to like hold it. Get your GoPro, you've got a USB-C slot there, if you can see it there, just there. Get your GoPro, battery side in, slide it in. If you watched the video before, remember, give it a squeeze, close that, there you go. You now have a GoPro media pod. This will not fit over that, so don't even try it. This is also not waterproof, this media mod, so please don't go dunking it in the water because you will knacker the mic and all the other components inside it. Your GoPro, obviously, that is waterproof, but this media mod is not. So yeah, that's the GoPro. So moving on to my brand new camera, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. I had no idea I was getting it for Christmas. It is the DJI Action Cam 4. Now, as you can tell, I've not actually used this yet, so I am very much looking forward to it. From what I can tell, it's considerably similar to the GoPro, but obviously I'm going to have a little play around with it. I have got a wild camp in mind over the next couple of days, so we will be taking this out and we will be giving it a go. There's the camera itself. You've got the on button just on the side there, record button there. This is just a sticker that goes over the lens, so that's just protecting that, that's all that is. Underneath the on button is your USB-C port, and if you can see that, it's not spring activated, so you can't really see it. There you go, there's your USB-C port, so when you're charging it. And then on the other side is your battery and your memory card, which I've not got one in there just yet. I've got to go through a couple just to make sure they're good enough to use. So that just slots down, and yeah, that's your Action Cam 4. Again, I think we're on Action Cam 6 at the minute, but I'm not remotely bothered about that, to be honest. Slight difference, obviously with the GoPro, you've got your little tabs that you pull down to put on your selfie stick. With Action Cams, they are magnetic clips, so they'll go on the bottom there. You'll know if you're doing it the wrong way around because you'll feel the negative side of the magnet. You won't be able to put it on, so just flip it and then it clips in like so. So then that's on there. I'm pulling my hardest there and that's not coming off. Now, it also came with a protective case, which I think I'm going to start using, but again, trial and error in it. So you've got your little clip there, pull that up, and then slot your camera in, and then lock that in place. Take your clip, because you can still get your clip on there, and then clip that in place. And there you have it. Now, on the case, you have got the option to side mount it. So again, it is magnetic, clip it in place, and you can have your camera like that. Whereas with the GoPro, you can't actually do that. You've only got your tabs on the bottom. So that is a interesting little tweak you can have there. Obviously don't know when I'm going to be having it like that, but still, never say never. So yeah, that's my DJI Action Cam 4. All I'll say about that is I am obviously not tested it yet, but I will be getting out on a wild camp very, very soon, and I will be taking this with me, so it will be a good chance to get this up and running, get some good footage on it, see what the footage is like, see what the sound quality is like, and then I'll be able to give a better sort of account of this camera. But yeah, this is brand new, so it is going to be adding to my arsenal. So that's the two cameras, GoPro and the DJI, and obviously the drone as well. So we're just going to be getting ample amounts of footage ample amounts of angles and all sorts. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait to use that. So as well as my DJI Action cam came another battery pack, which holds 3 batteries. Obviously there's one already in the Action cam, but yeah, got another 2 there. Similar to the GoPro batteries with the little tabs. They just slot in there, close that, and then your USB-C charger port is just there. Obviously they have got LED indicators on there to tell you if they are charged or not. Obviously being amber, I'm going to assume these need a little bit of juice. But yeah, DJI Battery Pack. And then this came along with it as well. Again, this was a Christmas present, by the way, so this was just all a wonderful surprise. Now, I need to find it because it's very small. This little thing here is the microphone. Now, it is magnetic. So whereas this one's got a little clip, which you can just see here, this one has just got a little tab on the back. And then this very, very small magnet. Now, I've not tried this yet. Obviously, I've not tried any of my DJI camera or mic stuff yet. Again, that's going to occur on that wild camp. But this makes me immensely nervous, I'm not going to lie. Now, it is a very strong magnet. If you can, there you go. Yeah, it is very strong to a point I have to slide it off instead of just pull it off outright because it just will not come off. But yeah, I mean, if any of you have got this DJI mic, then, you know, if you can put my mind to rest in the comments, it would be immensely appreciated. But yeah, that makes me super nervous. And I mean, I will use it, don't get me wrong, but yeah. This little thing, I can see me losing it. The mic system that I've got in here that is connected to this, I took that out on the Ringing Roger camp, used it for a little bit, which you can see on that video because you can see it attached to me. And then when I was putting the tent away that night, that must have slipped out of one of the pockets and I lost it. So this is my second one of that already. And I've only used these once. So I've got 4 of these mics and only 1 adapter. So yeah, comes with a little charging block. As you can tell, that's all nice and small. Just plonk that in there, or actually take the magnet off first, it would help, wouldn't it? So yeah, that sits in there nicely there. And you can just plug that in, that USB-C port at the back there. Does come with 2 different types of muff, or wind muff. Does come with 2 different types of wind muff. Not gonna lie, I prefer the grey. Charging cable and this nice little bag as well, which I think I'll be keeping it all in because knowing me, I will lose it. So at the moment, I'm currently filming on my Google phone, Google Pixel 8, which has been with me for a while now. I did do some filming on a Samsung I used to have. When I upgraded to the Google, I kept the phone and just used it as a camera, but that phone's knackered now. So I can't use the camera on that, but I do a bit of filming on the Google Pixel 8 because the camera is pretty decent, to be fair. On there, I've currently got a Bluetooth adapter for these microphones, which you can see there. These are brilliant, relatively cheap from Amazon. Can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the bottom of the screen now. But yeah, these are, if you don't lose the adapter like I did, they are pretty good, to be fair. I've used them a couple of times now and I cannot fault it. I really can't. Other than the adapter sticking on out of either side of the unit, it's not too bad, to be fair. I cannot fault it. And you can have 2 mics working at the same time off 1 adapter. So yeah, it is literally turn it on, plug and play, jobs are good, can't go wrong. It does come with different wind muffs. Obviously, again, I've gone for the grey afro on all of them, but you can come with the standard sort of like foam microphone. So you might have seen this on another video. If you are a budding YouTuber or you want to take up vlogging or something like that, then I strongly recommend you get this. This has been highlighted in a couple of my other videos, but this pack that you can get on Amazon is fantastic. So you've got a float, obviously that should be attached into that. But yeah, that's a float. So if you're out on the water and you do drop it, this will keep it buoyant, so you won't lose it. You've got a windscreen mount. So just plug that into your window, point the camera at you or point the camera at the road or whatever. Job's a good one. Nice little crocodile clip here as well. A couple of sort of like extensions. So take the crocodile clip, slot that in there. You've got an extension there as well. This is a head strap. I don't know if I can put it over my woolly hat. If I put that there and then, oh, it's just not working, is it? Put that on and then put your camera there. Bosh, job's a good one. This is a full body strap or full body harness, whatever you want to call it. So put that over your shoulders, clip that into place, put your camera there, and it will be round about here, and you can keep that on you. Good for if you're doing paddleboarding or kayaking or whatever. Any form of like sport that you don't really want to be holding this while you're doing it, do you know what I mean? And then this one, I'm a bit iffy on. I've never used it and I can't see it being beneficial. It's actually a wrist strap. So if you've got it on your wrist and you're moving about, you've got to constantly like, you know, I can imagine the footage will be quite wobbly, but it's there if you want to use it, you know. Yeah, it does come with all like your really small sort of like clips as well. You can tighten them all together, different attachments and stuff. But yeah, if you've not got one, I strongly recommend you get one. Again, Amazon. I've had this for about 3 years now, so I can't remember for the life of me how much it cost, but it's not a lot. It really isn't, and it comes in a nice bag like that. But yeah, 100% recommend you get one if you want to take up YouTubing for whatever reason. Obviously, I'm outdoorsy, so I do it for outdoor purposes, but you can do it for whatever you want. Tripods. This is the DJI Action selfie stick. This actually doesn't, this, just to clarify, that don't come with that. It literally, if you get a DJI Action cam, or at least the one I did anyway, the Action Cam 4, it just comes with this. It's not an actual tripod. You can't extend that out to do legs. It does extend, don't get me wrong, like big time. So there's the end there, and there's the bottom. I would probably say, probably the size of a snooker cue, I'd say. Yeah, give or take. I'd say it's probably about the same size as a snooker cue. This is just a very, very, very small tripod that I can attach to the bottom. And then I can just keep it on the table. I've just done that. You can't even see it, but you get the general gist of it. I have got another couple of cheap tripods, one that you're currently housed on at the minute. This is another cheap one that my dog's decided to chew up a little bit, but it still works nonetheless. Got a couple of foam mounts. You're currently in a foam mount, obviously, at the minute. And then you've got, this is my latest one, which is unbelievably big. So that's the base, which is huge. I'll just put it down so you can see the size of the handle. Get rid of them for a minute. So that's the handle. So if I show you the size of the DJI Action Cam handle, which is that one, this is this one. So you can tell the difference there. It completely dwarfs that Action Cam one. It has got a sort of like, I don't know what you'd call it, a handle, just to control where you're videoing. It has got a phone attachment, so you can put your phone in there. So there's the tripod base. Now I'm going to put my foot next to it so you can get a general gist of how big it is. I am size 12. So that's the base, and then it goes all the way to the top here. Now this is what I mean by the handle. So this is at full extension, right? I'm 6'4". I know you're at an angle, but I'm 6'4". So this comes up. I mean, if you put that all the way to the top there, that is up to my nose. Now, like I said, I'm 6'4", so this has got some height on it. This here, that's your handle. So if you're filming, or if you're out filming someone else, or you've got someone else with you, they can go behind here and film it. You can hold on to the tripod and then follow it round, or follow whoever around if you're filming some wildlife while you're out or whatever. It does come with a Bluetooth controller as well. So if you did want to use that, you've got the option of that as well. I've not used it yet, to be fair, because again, being as it's so small, I'll end up using it, so I keep it firmly secure in the handle there. But yeah, you know, this thing is just, make sure I don't hit the roof, is just enormous. But it works an absolute treat, to be fair. So it's nice to actually like have a sort of setup where I can actually stand instead of crouching down or sitting down or whatever, you know. I can actually talk to said camera when it's right in front of me. So this is an absolute fantastic bit of kit. Again, Amazon. I'll put all the details of all the items in the description below. So if you want any details on this or any of the cameras, and bits that I've not actually talked about yet, then they'll be on there for you to have a look at if you want to make said purchase. Just a couple more bits. So obviously with all this kit, if you're out doing through hikes or wild camps, you will need battery packs. Okay, so this one I've had for quite a while. We did have two, but one died, unfortunately, because we have had them a while. This is a Juice. This has a total of 2,000 milliamps per hour. So not a bad little battery pack, to be fair. This is brand spanking new. This I got for Christmas. This is a Belkin battery pack charger. This has a total of 20,000 milliamps an hour. So exactly the same as that one. And then this bad boy, I've heard good reviews on this one. This is an Anker. And this has 26,800 milliamps an hour. So this is the big one. As you can tell, it has got 3 USB ports, 1 USB-C port, and your 4 LED indicators on there. Same for this Belkin. You've got 2 USB ports and 1 USB-C port, and then your 4 LED indicators on the side to tell you what charge you've got. And then this Juice one, I don't know whether they still do these or not, so it's probably worth having a look at. But yeah, at the top there you've got 2 USB, 1 USB-C, and one of the older versions there as well. But yeah, LED indicators on the side there, just a button on the side there, just to show you what you've got. This is probably dead as a dodo, so if I'm right, only one will pop up here. Oh no, 4. Wow, I am impressed, considering that's been plugged into my drone for God knows how long. Yeah, we'll do a test on all of them. Yeah, fully charged on that one. And then, there we go. Only 2 on the Anker. So the biggest one has been a letdown. Can't make that up, can you? But yeah, I've not used these 2 yet, but this one's had a fair bit of usage, and they've served me well, to be fair. The Juice one. Took them on West Highland Way, I think. Cumbria Way, I definitely did. Great Glen Way, I definitely did. And they worked an absolute treat. Kept everything charged, phone, GoPro, you name it. It was brilliant. And then finally, these are an absolute must if you are doing any form of wild camping or, you know, filming in the dark, is your lamps. So this is just a cheap one. Got a nice little sort of clip on the bottom there. All you need to do, just clip it on the top there, or any form of tripod or whatever, top of your phone, I don't know, and then job's a good one. These two, should have brought these up when I was talking about these, to be fair, but yeah, these two, they might be dead because I don't think I've charged them since my last wild camp, but these slide onto the phone holder, and then they've got a little button just, yeah, oh no, they do work, there you go. So yeah, there you go. Not too bad, different settings. And then just hold it down to turn it off. There you go. So yeah, that is the extent of my filming equipment for doing my wild camping through hikes or anything like that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be outdoor pursuits. You can use them for anything. Like if you get that pack with the harness or the head strap, you know, your choices are endless, you know. So yeah, don't think this is just for the outdoors. This is a video just for, like, you know, if you are wanting to start doing any form of vlogging or anything like that, then, you know, these are the items I use. And I love absolutely every single one of them. The GoPro, the drone. Obviously I've not used the Action cam, but I've heard nothing but great things about them, so I can't wait to use that. So yeah, absolutely fantastic bits of kit, and I would highly recommend absolutely any of them, to be honest. Like I said, I will put the items that I've spoke about at the bottom in the description, so if you want any more details or where to buy them, then have a look at the description at the bottom. I hope I've given a good account of all the items. Please do drop a question in the comments if you've got any. And if you haven't done already, please do hit that subscribe button for the channel. We've got a hell of a lot more content coming this year. So yeah, give it a thumbs up, that always helps. Hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, guys. It's very, very, very much appreciated.